We got more clips from OTAs today. We're going to be taking a look at the Carolina Panthers and getting another look at Bryce Young. We're going to watch him work through some drills, throw the ball around. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're going hard in the paint. Looking at these rookies from rookie camp to OTAs, the mini camp to training camp, and everything in between on top of your favorite veterans. We're going over what's going on behind the scenes with these players in these practices. Click that button. Stop missing out on your favorite players. Today we're going to be looking at Bryce Young. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds of clips. The first 5 or so are fresh from yesterday's practice, or at least has been posted by beat writers and the Carolina Panthers yesterday. That being said, this is what we got. Here's him taking off. This one's from the Carolina Panthers Twitter handle. This was posted yesterday, so it could be from yesterday or sometime recent, at least from this OTAs. Here's him whipping the ball around. This one's also from the Carolina Panthers Twitter handle. This one too, I believe. And I cut this one up from some footage they have from like a little short documentary they made. This one too, him just slinging the ball around. These may not be as recent. They may be from last week, some of these clips. And then here are some practice shots, I believe, from yesterday that I was able to pick up. We should have a couple of those. And I think this one's from last week, actually. Yep, those look familiar. So the thing about Bryce Young is we're going into year 2, and we got some new players here that can really allow him to take that leap forward. We're talking about Diontae Johnson, a supreme separator. He's working hard behind the scenes. Those workout clips and him just being sudden and quick in those, and his ability to break off routes, get open, that's something Bryce Young's going to need. He's a timing quarterback. He's got quick mental processor where he can anticipate the wide receivers being open rather quickly, and he's got a wide receiver there that can get open quick, fast, off the break. You know he's going to be able to come to the line, get his reads, feel confident about Diontae Johnson. You also got Xavier Legette. He's dealing with an issue right now, so he's not really in practices, but he should be right for training camp. And he's a different type of wide receiver. He's got that speed and he's got that size. You can run him on drag routes, you can push him deep, but he's going to be nasty after the catch. A developmental prospect, but I would look at him as a very boom-bust wide receiver because he's got upside for days. The downside's there as well. But when I look at him, he does have some goods to his game, especially when you look at him and what he did at the Senior Bowl, that third practice when he was breaking off some routes. Prior to that, people were saying he's not a good route runner. People were saying that. But also you can make the case he wasn't really asked to do that at South Carolina. And once we got to the Senior Bowl, we saw that he has potential to do so. And maybe we need more experience. Maybe that could be the issue, but can't isn't really in the definition there. The logistics of being a bigger wide receiver and breaking off routes is not going to look the same as versus a Diontae Johnson, but he's going to win in different ways, and that's how that's going to happen. But he's an aggressive wide receiver with great, tremendous, top tier, size-adjusted athleticism, and that's something that if that hits, that could be a big deal here with the Panthers, so you're going to have to be patient with him. But the fact that we also got more weapons than that, Jonathan Brooks, once he starts getting acclimated from that injury, could be a big get for this team. He can catch balls out of the backfield. He's quick. He's going to be an upgrade over what they already got at the running back position. They picked up JT Sanders, an upside tight end that everybody liked during the draft process. A big-time tight end prospect that they were able to get at a decent price tag. So over the years as he develops, because it does take tight ends, typically, last year's rookie class for the tight ends, they kind of developed quicker than usual. But if we go towards the usual, over some time, they should give him time to develop and look for that. He's a good tight end prospect. Give him a little bit of time to acclimate to the NFL. And you got yourself another weapon there for Bryce Young. The thing about this is they are showing their hand. They're willing to get pieces for him. So he's got to show some sort of step forward this season. I'm not saying he needs to win a Super Bowl or be a top 5 quarterback, but it's got to start getting better compared to last year. And we were at the bottom last year. It should start to get better. That being said, from what we saw at Alabama, he's accurate downfield, quick mental processor, can anticipate wide receivers getting open. We got wide receivers now that can separate. You also got a big, fast wide receiver who's nasty after the catch, who's got tremendous upside. You got Adam Thielen there. You got your upside running back in this year's draft, who you can use them on all phases. You got yourself a young tight end prospect. And you also have the capability of adding more pieces over the years. But we're going into 2024. We have a lot of hopium here with the Panthers. New coaching staff, new everything. And we're trying to be new everything. And there are a lot of Debbie Downers on the Bryce Young train. But the thing is, we're going into year 2. We have some upside here. We have the capabilities of turning this around. Be patient with them as you should. Not all quarterbacks are going to hit day 1. And what I see him hitting or being good or tapping into his upside at the NFL is really them getting pieces around him, which they're trying to do right now. And his ability to read defenses, his ability to process things quickly while dropping back, while being fluid in the pocket and getting the ball out. A lot of people were commenting on his size during the draft process or going into this time last year. That is not really a focal point for me. I think the mental processor, getting established with the game, having a clear-cut coaching staff with a regime and a process that you can lean on for years, being able to have weapons around you that create separation, that allows you to transition, being able to get a good offensive line there, being able to have just the pieces for him. Just have the pieces for him. I think if you got the pieces there, we can smooth things out. I think he's going to be all right. If we can do that, he'll at least be all right. If he can do that, if these wide receivers can stay healthy, that is a big bugaboo with Diontae Johnson, he will be all right. He will be all right. If it doesn't work out, I mean, we're adding pieces, we're trying, then the downside's there. But I don't really focus on that because it's obvious. It's easy work to comment on that. What would the good look like? And like I said, he's going to roll up to the line of scrimmage, get his pre-snap reads, feel very confident with Diontae Johnson getting open. Adam Thielen's holding it down over the last leg of his career. Xavier Legette takes a step up in his development. That's going to be crucial too. Because if he does that, and he looks like his upside or starts tapping into that, that could make this team a little bit nasty. Jonathan Brooks coming back and he's firing. All of a sudden, if all this stuff hits and becomes whimsical, you got yourself an offense that you got to contend with. And that's something you got to think about. Don't think about the down too much because that's too easy work. But think about what could happen. What could this look like? Again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.